And that has finished West Ham United 2, Manchester City 2 in Mark Noble's final game. And of course, as I was reminded at the end of the game, of course, Andrei Yarmolenko's final game. Well, that was action-packed. We won't be shy of a few things to talk about in this review. That's for sure. It was, I think, quite a fitting game. It could have ended very, very differently, of course, because Manchester City had quite a late penalty, which could have resulted in them winning the game, which would have felt a little bit deflating, it has to be said, after on what is a celebration of Mark Noble's service to West Ham. But there was a job to be done today, and I think by and large we did it. Look, it's always going to be frustrating when you go 2 goals up and then and then you draw 2-2. But this is Man City. They are a fantastic team, and they had every motivation to try and win this game, and they did try and win this game. But you know what? They couldn't, because we were pretty damn good in that. The important news here that I would like to share with you is that West Ham have qualified for Europe next season. At the moment, it's the Conference League, but we go in with a chance of qualifying for the Europa League. Let me just see if, by way of technology, I can share my screen with you now and share the league table, which should be an up-to-date and active league table, as you can see it there. There we are. We're in 7th place now. Wolves can't catch us, which is obviously fantastic news. I believe they got a draw with Norwich today. Maybe I can switch it across there and you might be able to see it. There you go. So there's today's results there. Well done, Norwich. Shows we didn't do too bad last week against them, really, all things considered. Obviously, the 2-2 Man City's given us the point. Norwich didn't, Wolves didn't do their job, but it's all about now. It's all about, basically, it's a straight shootout, really. Let's be fair. If we win against, if we win. This is unbelievable, really. I can't believe I'm saying this. If we win next week, and Manchester United don't, and there's a chance they won't, it's all still to play for, is what I'm saying. Right, let me stop there. Let's talk about the game. Now, look, I thought we were defensive to start off with, and understandably so. We had a very, they had a high line. We were set pretty much set back, and at times we had every single man behind the ball. But Mikel Antonio was left sort of up front on his own on a lot of occasion, and I thought he had a remarkable performance, really, because anytime we did get the ball and tried to break, Antonio was a threat. I thought he was quick. I thought he was fast. I thought he was strong. Yes, he was playing up against a makeshift defence. He was playing up against Fernandinho, and Fernandinho had shown his, let's say, his inadequacies. Maybe Father Time has just caught up with him a little bit, and he'd shown that when they played Real Madrid. And I think obviously we'd had a look at that, and any time Antonio got the chance to separate from him and then run at him, knock the ball past him, he had a decent go at it. So, well done, Antonio. I thought he gave us a really good outlet in a game when we were more or less under the cosh. It's as you would expect. There were lots of blocks, lots of tackles. Unfortunately, Fabianski made an error right early in the game, dropped the ball again. I thought, oh no, not more of this. But don't worry. He was going to have plenty of opportunity to redeem himself. I thought we played really, really well today. It was more or less a defensive performance. Declan Rice played most of the game as just cover for the back four. He didn't get a lot of chance to start marauding forward once or twice, but not in the manner that you're used to seeing Declan Rice. However, when we did break and when we did counter-attack, we did it really, really well. And Bowen's eye for getting central and beating the offside trap was to prove absolutely formidable. Do you know what? I should have written down the time. I haven't written down the time for the goal, but basically, he beat the offside trap. Fornell's played a really nice first time sort of half volley pass, high into the air, over the back of the Man City defence. I think, realistically, Bowen caught Laporte napping, beat the offside trap, ran in behind, I thought he was so clinical, absolutely clinical. Now, if you go and watch that back, that first goal that we scored, he runs in on goal, he takes it past the goalkeeper, and he sort of lofts, chips, passes it in, whatever we want to say. But when you look at it, he didn't look once. He did not even look at the goal. So he just this awareness to know where the goal is. But he read the pass, he read what Fornells was going to do, and what Fornells did early. A really good goal by Bowen. And I think at that point, had taken his goals tallies to 11 for the season. He was going to go on to score 12, by the way. That was 11 for the season. And he, I don't think it was in 10 assists at that point and 11 goals, but he took it really well, honestly, really, really well. At that point, you thought, hold on a second, Dreamland, you know, we were playing well. We were playing. You're never going to get all of the game against Manchester City. You're just not, are you? They're such a formidable team, such an expansive and expressive team, and they had all the guys on there. I say all the guys. They got loads on there: De Bruyne and Mahrez and Grealish and Bernardo Silva, and they were having a right old go. They had Jesus playing today, who played a big part in the game and played really well, actually, but our back line was really good. Dawson started as he usually does. Block, tackle, header, block, tackle, header. Zuma next to him really started to get into the game again. I mean, by the second half, Zuma was heading everything away and getting lots of blocks and interceptions himself. I thought Soufal was defending really resolutely, getting forward when he could support Bowen, but Bowen's performance was so good, he almost didn't need any support there. And I just thought we did really, really well whenever we did get the chance. We were defending most of the time. To counter-attack, Bowen got close to Antonio, and I felt that was really, really important, actually. Anyway, much as you thought, what's going to happen? There's like a tsunami of attack after attack from Manchester City. It was West Ham who then got the second goal in the game. Who scored it? Well, you guessed it. It was Bowen again. It was Bowen. Listen, just so as you know, I've seen the comments. We'll discuss Mark Noble later on in this video. Let me just get through everything systematically in chronological order, and then we get to a bit of Mark Noble at the end there. Well, this was a slightly different goal. Now, what I probably didn't say was the first goal was sort of not set up, but it started by a Fabianski hoof upfield. And then eventually, Fornells played the sort of half-volleyed pass over to get the assist, from which Bowen scored. The second goal was almost a little bit more direct from that. Another hoof from Fabianski. This time, Souček got forward. A good game today, Souček, by the way. Souček got forward and then sort of flicked the header on. He hadn't spent a lot of time getting forward. Not many could in this game. We're not gonna. This is not a review. I'm going to tell you how we got forward loads and loads and loads. We didn't, but when we did, we were effective. Souček won the header. Got the flick on head. I'm even doing the mime for you. There you go. Got the flick. You know what I'm saying? Come from there. Flicked it on. Now, behind Souček was Antonio. Antonio sort of took the ball down, but as Antonio's controlling the ball, Bowen's made another run in behind the defence. Again, he's positioning. He's beating the offside trap, and Antonio sort of lofts it, flicks it over, and at which point Bowen sort of goes past Laporte, carries on sort of running diagonally towards the goal, at which point Fernandinho's trying to close him down. Bowen shoots between his legs, a really good shot. Basically, goes through Fernandinho's legs. For that reason, Ederson is unsighted. Really nicely finished. The goal, 2-0. What can you say? I mean, I thought it was amazing. Actually, we had, following our first goal, probably I should have said this, but we had a really good spell of pressure. If you go back and watch that game again, we looked really good. We were 2-0 up, and I tell you what, I thought we were good value for it. I don't know, that's always hard to say when you're looking at a team who probably at that point, City probably had 70% possession or whatever, but we looked clinical in attack. City looked a little bit lethargic, and it was looking good. Anyway, let's fast forward to half time, 2-0 up. Everything's good. I mean, really good. And I don't know what the festivities were going on at the London Stadium. For me, it was the festivity of just making a cup of tea quickly during half time. And then what happened was they came out for the second half, City, like they'd been told off half time, really. It was it was a little bit unfortunate because the ball was played up into the air and Rodri managed to beat Souček to a header. And I think it was possibly the only time Souček was beaten to a header all game. And it wasn't like he was out jumped. He was just in front of him a bit and he managed to keep him behind him. Rodri nodded the ball down to Grealish. Grealish sort of hit the ball. Well, I don't think Grealish hit it really cleanly. You'd struggle to convince me that Grealish was trying to hit the ball against the ground. If he did, then I was going to say I apologise. He's probably not watching this video. Why would he? Dawson at this point, at the point where Grealish has struck the ball and the ball's bouncing down to hit the ground and then rise up, Dawson's tried to block it, but it's actually gone through his legs, at which point that's made it unsighted for WHUMCI. And it's bounced up sort of beyond him, goal. And, you just thought, oh, no, this is not good at that point. I must be honest, whilst I thought we were probably worth the lead in the first half, they were considerably better than us in the second half. I mean, City were a lot better than West Ham in the second half. Grealish was a pain in the bum. At this point, Bowen had got a booking. Soufal had got a booking. People are getting bookings, and now you're thinking Grealish has got people on toes because he can draw a foul, can't he, Grealish? Well, Jesus is really coming into the game. As I thought we handled De Bruyne really well, but they got so many good players. Mahrez was starting to get into it a little bit more as well. But we always had a threat on the counter-attack. Whenever you thought we could get it up to Antonio, he could cause problems, really cause problems for their defence. That being said, we caused ourselves some problems, unfortunately, because we were to concede another goal. Who scored? Man City's second goal. Was it Grealish? Was it Jesus? Did Raheem Sterling come off the bench? No, it was Vladimir Soufal. And I got to say, he probably didn't need to do it. If it had been scored up the other end, it'd been a really good goal. So a diving header into the back of the net. You can tell I'm quite relaxed about it because actually the league has panned out for us really rather nicely. I think we're in Europe next season. I'm buzzing about that. So you have to excuse, if I seem a little bit joyful when I'm describing an own goal, I am really pleased. All I wanted was to take it into the last game against Man U, and with the guarantee of European football. As I mentioned earlier, I'm sure I'll be talking about it all week on videos. But if we better Man United's result against Crystal Palace, we qualify for the Europos Cupos again, and that's got to be good news. Anyway, I digress. Soufal, yeah, I think it was maybe it was Mahrez who lofted the ball over. It was sort of like a free kick or a cross or something like that. He didn't really need to do it. There was no one really behind him. He had space. Any number of things could have happened. He could have left it, could have taken it down. Any number of things. He headed it in the back of his net, really. So maybe he deserved a shout or should have had a shout. Maybe he didn't get a shout. I don't know. It's so hard to know whether, when you watch it on telly, whether someone got a shout or not. But a little bit unnecessary anyway. Anyway, and I can't remember exactly what order this happened, but on the 75th minute, Mark Noble, he came on for Lanzini. I think this happened before the penalty, so I'll discuss penalty. Anyway, Mark Noble came on. Everyone stands up, starts singing Mark Noble. He swaps the armband with Declan Rice. I was pleased. I'll tell you what I was pleased about. It wasn't an emotional moment because we were right in the midst of a really, really tight and important game. And I'm quite pleased about that. It wasn't like a ceremonial thing. That actually, I'm really pleased with Mark Noble that the last game, his last home game he was ever playing in, was really tight right up until the end. It was a proper game of football. So it wasn't like he could walk onto the pitch and start blowing kisses and waving to everybody. He might be doing that now. While we're doing this, I'm pretty sure if you watch on telly now, you probably see Mark Noble, running around the pitch and getting awards and crying and all the rest of it. And why not? But at this point in the game, no. There was a game to be won. So he came on for Lanzini. Buzzed around him midfield, and did his stuff. Did what you would expect Mark Noble to do. However, we conceded a penalty, and it was Dawson that conceded. I felt sorry for Dawson. Dawson had played really, really well up to it. Almost scored at the start of the game with a header. Actually, he's just. Look, I'm not going to criticise Craig Dawson. Craig Dawson has been magnificent. It's a great signing. Long may it continue. And it's not a reflection of the season because I think he's been brilliant. I think he's the best value signing I can think of. Is there a better value signing? I can't think of one at the moment. Certainly in the not I don't know. If there was a better value signing in the Premier League this season, I'd like to know it, because he's been brilliant, right? However, he was a little bit slow. Sometimes a little bit slow. As I said before, that was all block, tackle, header. Really good stuff. Jesus just got quicker reactions, and he basically kicked him. He tried to kick the ball, kick the player. I don't think it was the biggest kick in the world, but it was a penalty. If it's against us, we'd be complaining about it. We really would. Anyway, he didn't give it, the referee. But he went over, the VAR asked him to go and have a look. He went over to the side of the pitch, had a look at his little television screen, gave a penalty. I thought, oh no, I thought this is bad. This was the first time I really did become sentimental, because, well, this is not nice. The Mark Noble thing, I already was aware of the Wolves scoreline at that point. So I still think at that point it was okay. There was still European football, but so it was all about Mark Noble at that point. I thought, oh, come on. This is not good. Who was it? I think it was Mahrez stepped up to take it. Yeah, sorry. Jesus won the penalty. Mahrez stepped up to take it. And Fabianski saved it. I mean, it was magnificent. And my heart was in my mouth still then when he saved it, because the commentators were still saying, oh, hold on, maybe he moved off his line. I was thinking, oh, no, come on, please don't. Now, to be fair, one foot was off his line, but the other foot was behind the line. So technically, he was on the line. He was straddling the line, if you like. Look, it was a really good penalty save. I'm sure Mahrez would have been disappointed. But you know what? Mahrez hit it to the side of him, hit it hard, and it was on target. It was like Mahrez rolled it to him, or Mahrez missed the goal. Fabianski had to save it, and it was apt, and it was quite right. We still had a chance near the end, by the way. Look, 2-2, probably a fair result. We were better in the first half. They were better in the second half. But I'm really chuffed. We qualified for Europe. I'm really delighted with that. Look, there's lots of time. There's lots of time to talk about that afterwards. But I'm really buzzing about that. I thought it was an excellent performance against Manchester City, and almost a full strength team was put out today. I thought the players defended really well, really resolutely. I was so proud of them. You know, people like Declan Rice, people like Lanzini, Souček, they didn't get the chance to attack as much as they would have liked. They had to sit there and basically make a barrier in front of the defence. That's just what you got to do. We conceded a penalty because the pressure's so much. We conceded an own goal because the pressure's so much. Soufal didn't play badly, but, just after a while, they just sort of grind you down, don't they? So, change the narrative for them a little bit, I think, in the keeps the title race interesting. Not that I'm bothered about that particularly, but a whole lot is interesting going into the last game, as far as I'm concerned. Last game, we have to beat Brighton. We beat Brighton. We can do no more than that. As for Mark Noble, I just hope, as I say, we're sat here doing this video. I hope Mark Noble's enjoying himself now. His family are there, and obviously all his friends. Well, do you know what? All the fans are his family and friends, quite frankly, aren't they? It's been a remarkable career for him. Long may it continue. I'm quite sure that Noble will not only return to the club, but I'm quite sure the role he's played this season, in terms of him being club captain, he can really still be club captain if he comes back as coach. All that stuff that he's so good, he's so well loved, he's so well respected, he's so well thought of by all of the other players and the staff. He can continue to do that. He just won't be kicking a football on the pitch. So I was really pleased that he got on today. Fair play to David Moyes. He managed to do the right sentimental thing, not just with Noble, because to be fair, I don't think Lanzini was having a fantastic game. So I think it was probably a safe substitution for him to do anyway, Noble, for Lanzini. It might have made sense tactically anyway. But he managed to make a sentimental decision that gave Noble a really good send-off while still nicking a point off Man City, which is not easy. As well, clearly they're one of the best teams in the world, aren't they? Also managed to get a little bit of an opportunity at the end to give the crowd an opportunity to say goodbye to Yarmolenko, which is really good, really good. Anyway, look, onwards and upwards. Thank you for tuning in to this review. Gio will be, I'm sure, giving you his opinions a little bit later on. He's been to the game today. I'm not going to, do you know what? I was going to do a big thank you for joining us through this season. There's lots of time, but the season's not over yet, and I think that is brilliant. It's been so fantastic for us to be able to take this for the last game of the season to qualify for Europe and the semi-final and all the rest of it. We ain't done too badly, that's for sure. Enjoy what's left of your weekends, really. Pretty tough for that. European football, not bad.